Hello, people. From today, pre-registration for the new MMORPG Night Crows has begun. In honor of this, the developers held a presentation of the game, where they showed the gameplay, classes, and new game mechanics. Everything looks naturally as cool and spectacular as possible, because no developer will tell the whole truth and fuck up the game before the start. But you and I are graded roles, veterans of MMORPG games, and we can understand from one screenshot like Wong what awaits us. The first thing you need to know is that the game is made by the studio Matt and Jeannie, founded in the 2020th year by immigrants from other studios. And Night Crow is the studio's first game. Well, the publisher will be the company V-Name, which I lost all trust after the failed World of M, which was created only for donators and bots, with a screwing engine and bugs, because of which people lost thousands of dollars, and the developers asked them to just be patient, introducing new packs for donut and not solving the problems in any way simple players. Night Crow, like all games published on the Mate platform, will be with cryptocurrency. But at the presentation, the developers wisely omitted this point, so as not to cause the flow of fecal masses. So whether we will have to dig this hated steel again or there will be other ways of mining the crypt is still unknown. And the second point that you need to know is that the game will be cross-platform, that is, available on PCs and phones. But there is one but. Night Crow is being developed on the Unreal Engine 5 engine. This is the latest and most top-end version of the engine, so it is natural to expect top graphics from the game on the PC at the level of AAA projects. But the game is also mobile, so either the phones will burn from the top-end graphene, or there will be soap Kinzo, or in addition, strip down and ring mechanics. Let's see. What is the game ready to offer us? According to the plot, we are waiting for a typical medieval fantasy, the action of which takes place in an alternative Europe, where after the next crusade, the struggle for power began. About the Raven Guild, to which we belong, it is necessary to settle the ongoing chaos. Whatever gods you and I prayed to, but our prayers were clearly answered. The developers seem to have decided to move away from the character cards so hated by you and me and make a classic class system. That is, Mac on the second Pro can become either a magician or a healer. And then each of these classes will have a third and fourth professor, like Mac, Professor and Archmage, according to the translator from Korean. Of course, nothing will prevent Koreans from putting character cards under each class, but I hope this will not happen. But the coolest thing is, there are 8 classes in the game. Not 3, as in the very world of M, but 8, and even those that were rarely seen before, such as a gladiator with 2 swords or a warrior with a 2-handed man. So we have a swordsman here, who then divides into a tank and a gladiator, a sorcerer who becomes a magician or a healer, a warrior, a choice of either a 2-handed sword or a spear, and a shooter, either an assassin or an archer. The gameplay of these classes you can see for yourself now. The action is cheerful, with critiques and dodges. Also in the lower left corner there is a health bar, which shows class buffs, temporary buffs from skills, buffs from food and pets. On the right we have a big auto button. There is nowhere without auto fights on phones. The loot selection button, the goal change button, the flight, jump and gate button. In general, the interface strongly resembles some kind of Lineage 2 mobile, and along the way it was taken as a basis, greatly modified. There are 2 other cool mechanics that were shown at the presentation. Flight. There are very few games where the mechanics of flight are used to the fullest, and then the developers decided to build it into an absolute along the way. Judging by the videos, the world of the Night Crow game does not lie in one plane. Here we have multi-level locations, castles standing on mountains and so on. And to overcome long distances, we will use wings and other flying structures. Jump, double jump and fly. The mechanics of flight in the Battle of Clans for a certain castle or territory are perfectly shown. Several buildings stand on high pillars in a circle and the main castle is in the center. The siege begins with a flying platform on which the clan appears. Task: kill the guards of each of the buildings, simultaneously fighting with other players, and capture the castle. Ascending air currents can be used for flight, and bridges between buildings are destroyed. It doesn't look that cool, but it's fucking cool. The developers also say that battles of 1,000 against 1,000 people are expected. And here we again remember about one thing. The game is partly mobile. How the phone will take out such a number of people on one map, and even with new graphics, is not clear. Perhaps the game will be made for flagships with the latest generation processors, or will there be just divine optimization? Write your guesses. First of all, an inter-server auction will be available in the game from the very start, hopefully not for $10. The usual in-server, as I understand it, will not be at all. And secondly, there will be a trade between players. That is, you will be able to approach another player, throw him a trade and transfer something or resource, just like in normal MMORPG. However, I do not believe that everything will be so rosy. Surely not all resources will be transferable, or you will have to pay for them with diamonds. Because otherwise, bots in 100 to 500 windows will bombard this mechanics in full, with whole factories of Chinese in the boost of one character. Inspired by the LVM, they took from it the mechanics of crafting and strengthening equipment. To craft something, you will also need some resources, and there is a chance to craft the clothes you are selling. Again, this is about the transfer of things between players. The only thing that is not clear is whether it is necessary to spend diamonds on crafting, or in the crafting window we can immediately put the clothes up for sale for diamonds, specifying the desired price. So far, according to the developers, it looks really cool. Top graphics, open world, large-scale battles, flights, class selection. Not a game, but a candy. But knowing how they lie and extol their games at the presentations of each studio, you and I can expect a whole bag of pitfalls. There may be disgusting optimization, since it is very difficult to fit the game to all platforms. There may be class cards and horse donut, which kills the desire to play for everyone who earns less than a lamb per month. We were not shown dungeons and dungeon mechanics, which is why all classes can be the same, where the tank does not tank it, and the heal does not heal. And as a result, a lot can change on the release. In 1 Valhalla Rising, the mechanics of flight were also promoted, and on release it was replaced with conventional teleports. So no one forbids us now to build wet fantasies about this RPG of mine, but the harsh reality can then hurt in the eye. Now the site has opened before registration, available only to Koreans, and the first closed test will take place sometime in April. The release date is still unknown. Write your thoughts on the game in the comments. And also do not forget to subscribe to the channel, put likes and bang the bell, where you will still see so much Asian game. Tarian was with you, bye to everyone.